didn't notice this while the center section of the cowl had all the tape on it, holding it in place while the glue was drying. But after going through all the pictures that I've been sharing in my build series of the one-to-one, and now just looking at this, seems to me like this center section of the cowl is too short. It's not terrible. It's a gorgeous little standoff scale model of an unlimited hydro, but I'm going to change it. The cowling nose starts just behind this middle section where the radius ends. And then if you refer to this template right here, the cockpit would end here roughly, be on the side, but you'd have your air scoop here, and the exhaust stack would be in this keyed area. So that, it's not bad. But then this, I noticed all this area here, how short this is. And so these red lines is where closer to where it should be. If you look at this picture right here, I've drawn some lines on it of the one-to-one. And you can certainly see the references of these lines I got on the model here and also on the picture. This line here is where the end of the cockpit should be. And then I'm kind of referencing this radius on the upper deck and roughly laying out where I think the air intake and exhaust stack should be. And so the back of this cowling should be all the way back into here. Which means if I reposition this about where I'm going to extend it to, I'm going to have to move this keyed area for exhaust and fill in this wider section here. And again, looking at the picture, as far as where the exhaust stack and the air intake is, that would put the air intake closer to this corner of the upper deck, and the exhaust stack would be closer to being behind this radius on the upper deck. Not going to be able to adjust it to where I get the back of the cowling. It looks like it's farther back into here on the one-to-one. But it's standoff scale. It'll be close enough. So yeah, I'll have to cut this out, move this keyed area, fill it in, and shift the front part of this cowling back up to here for the cockpit. So I think I'm going to do is cut it probably right here and build a stack and extend this and glue it all back together. I'm not going to lose this stack or the forming I did. It's fairly flat in here, this area where I'm going to extend it. And you can see that with it up here, it's quite a ways off. So we'll change it. Not a big deal. This ain't bad, but I want to get it a little bit closer to the full size. Here's what I'm doing to lengthen this cowling. First thing I did was cut 5/8 of an inch out of the exhaust key area. Then when I shift this back section to 1/4 inch in front of this hatch cover, that puts this edge of the key area in line with this reference mark. So I cut the original cowling in half, the length of the exhaust key area, and now with the front section in line with the end of the radius of the center section of the hull, this measures 1.75 inches, this opening here. So I've extended the cowling 1.75 inches over the original cowl length. Next, I need to build this section back full width back to here to give me this new edge of the exhaust key area. So 1.75 inches plus this 5/8. The section I'm going to build back in here, cut this off right here, and this will be 2 3/8 of an inch I'll be adding back to the cowling. I marked the center line of the cowl and the hatch. Also marked the edges of these two cowl pieces so they're in line. Cut my first piece to fit in there. I had to sand a bit of a radius on it. It is radius there. And then I tacked it with CA. Checked my fit. Laid it back down on here. Lined up the marks. Soaked those two joints with CA. Got the second piece cut out. Making sure it fits in here. Both these ends down flat. Got a nice fit. Going to continue to build up this stack. Rest of the way I'm going with Tight Bond 3 for strength. Got the cowl stack all filled in. Got it taped down. Nice fit all along the top deck. Let that dry good and proper. All right, I have the cowling mostly shaped. Not final sanded, but getting close. Point out some changes I made. Definitely more slope on the front and more slope on the back. We'll jump back and forth between the view you see here and the screenshot. So you can see that slope. I maintain these positions. The cockpit drops down at an angle like this, and then the windshield will come around here, and this will be the dashboard area. And I made the scoop bigger, shaped a little different in the back, just like in the screenshot. And I also dropped the exhaust opening lower. And the other thing I was looking at is this top profile. It drops down a little bit towards the cockpit and then slopes off lower towards the back. And that's about as much as I'm going to do standoff scale. It's just a little better, a little closer. Kind of fun to pick up on the details. All these locations are not exact, but they're pretty close. A few more details to point out that I've noticed is this nose being longer. Got a lower angle to it from the side view. It's also tapers more narrow at the front. And looking at it from the back, same thing. I've knocked these corners off more, and this is a little bit rounder, the back end. So that's as much as I'm going to go for it as far as standoff scale. A little more accurate cowling. You can picture it already, right? Thunderbolts, Blue Blaster coming at you. Water level view blowing by you, 180 mile an hour. Oh yeah. Let's try that again. Got the keyed blocks with the exhaust openings fitted in the cowl. That should finish up the wood on the kit. What a pretty little Hydra.